we're going to move ahead and talk to the teams that were just involved there. If you just joined us, the action is over. But this is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Kaidus. We got Dashner on the camera. It's the ETF2L Season 20 powered by TT Sports Premiership Week 3. CPLAY versus Garde, Plouvorn, and CPLAY just lost both maps. They have neglected to take any points from this fixture. We're joined by their captain, Kratos. Commiserations, my friend. Did you want to come to this interview? When I asked you, you said FML.
Yeah, that was literally the worst game of my life. Like, there's not much to say. Like, in the PCWs, we were doing pretty well, actually. I was, like, surprised about myself, but that game was just horrible for me.
Salut!
Hello,
We got Bulle joining us as well. So, let's take it back to, 2 hours ago, you were getting ready for your PCWs, or like 2.5 hours ago, Kratos. What were your expectations from this game? You're obviously coming against the team who finished third last season. Did you think you could take points from them? What sort of mental state were your team at?
Well, like, we just went into the game and, like, tried to get as many points as possible, but we didn't expect to win it. Like, while the game was running on Garde, we were doing pretty well. So, I don't know, it was like 3-1 or something, and then we had like a last push with full advantage and all those stuff, and then like we dropped that and they pushed us all the way back to our last and won the round. Like, if we wouldn't have failed this push, then I guess the game could have been like the other way around maybe as well. Like, it would be much more open, but after that 4-1 I guess was kind of over.
Yeah, I felt like Gully Wash was it was a really close game actually. The 4-1 didn't really do justice to the performance you guys put in. Because like you say, I feel like the fourth round they took, it's one of those rounds where the clock's against you and you have to make like a really ballsy play, like a push out from last or something like that. So you just end up conceding an extra round because you have no choice but to take definitive action. But I felt like Gully Wash, at least you did like a good impression of yourselves, at least for me.
Yeah, it was alright. Like, in the first half it was pretty good actually.
So do you take some positives from this result? Sure, you lost both maps against one of the best teams in the league, but I think, or I feel at least, a lot of people have underestimated CPLAY. What sort of trajectory do you feel you're on as a team right now, Kratos?
So yeah, I guess we were doing alright, so I guess we didn't play it so bad, so we can like take this into the next games. Like, we just have to fix some basic stuff pretty much. Like, there were some holds or whatever where we died and got picked or something where it was a stalemate situation or like a disadvantage already, and then was like an even bigger disadvantage, and then we got wiped and all this stuff. Like, some really little basic stuff that cost us a whole round or something. But yeah, all in all, I didn't think we did too bad. Like, yeah, ABC was pretty good, or AGP or whatever they're called now. So
Frenchies. That's what
yeah,
they're called. Fucking
the good
Frenchies.
Frenchies.
We are joined by Bulle. This is sort of a much different emotion for you than the previous time we were talking when BK managed to beat you guys on 2 maps. Is this going to restore your confidence, Bulle, or are you still hungry?
To be honest, I'm really not satisfied with the way we played tonight. I think we played quite bad to what we usually do. We got saved by individuals' plays, I think, again. I don't think we like played good as a team, but more people like stepped up their game tonight. Like, no disrespect to CPLAY, but fortunately for us, like, the team we're facing weren't as good as like BK, so we did a lot of mistakes. They didn't capitalize on them most of the times. I think that's why we won.
So you feel like, all things considered, you haven't necessarily made that progress from the BK game? You're still underperforming a little bit? You think a better team would have taken advantage of this situation?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we faced like a better team, like, we wouldn't have won, like 100% sure.
Last time you told us how much you loved Exxon, but you were still aware that he was a big liability for your team. Against a sort of lesser opponent today, he managed to put up some big numbers, but how did you feel about his performance today?
Well, in terms of calls and positioning, like, it was better. Again, he played worse than he usually do. I know he can do like way better than that, and but yeah, like, he's getting there. Like he's getting back into his game. And yeah, and overall, I wasn't satisfied with my performance as well. I think I did a lot of bad decision, like calling push when we shouldn't have, and things like that. So we have a lot of things to work on, but yeah, like a win is still a win, so I'll take that.
It's interesting you say that, because like in the past, when there have been top teams, maybe not the top teams, but you know, really good teams, sometimes when they're playing against a team that they think are worse, they sort of they lose their focus a little bit. They sort of take it in their stride, or like they're not really fully playing to their maximum potential. Were you victim to that at all tonight, or did you take the CPLAY threat seriously?
No, like we try hard a lot for this game, because coming out of a loss before, like we really wanted to get a win at least. So we didn't like think bad of CPLAY or anything. We played them like if we had to play like Suave, or I don't know what they're called, like, or PK, or any team in Prem. And yeah, that's about it. Like we don't like treat threat any differently when we practice. Yeah.
I gotta ask you then, did you catch the game last night where your boy Flip was murking for eShock?
Yeah, I watched the first game. They got carried by their scout. Like Nico and Flip were on fire on Gully West, was insane.
So we asked Izzy last night, are you gonna drop Droso and pick up Flip? I have to ask the same to you then. Are you gonna drop Flippy and pick up Nico?
Never. I would never drop Flippy. Never.
But he's so unexcited. Every time we interview him, he's just like talking in a monotone.
Yeah, it's like that's the way he is. Like,
what's up, man?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, we won. Great, man.
That's he's try harding this season. Like he may sound like that he doesn't care, but he's really doing his best. And like Flippy's a game changer. Like if he goes sniper, he can like save us from dire situations. So I will never trade him for any scouting Prem.
Could you imagine playing in the same team as Exxon and Nico? How head frying would that be? Would you just want to leave immediately?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if we start losing, it's like impossible to control them. But yeah, if they're on their day, like nothing can stop them. So it's like double-edged sword. I mean, I don't know.
How do you guys view CPLAY right now? Like, I don't know if you played them much in practice, but they came into the league as one of the qualifiers. They managed to get a map off Lethal Weapon last week. Do you think you see them as potential playoff contenders, or you think they're in the relegation battle?
I don't think they will go to the relegation. Like, I'm quite impressed with our soldiers. Like, they have a really strong soldier duo. Like, the Dub and Feeling were really annoying this game. I think they have like a lot of room to progress and improve. I don't think they will do the playoffs either, but I think they're gonna be like mid-table, in between the playoff and the relegation spot.
Would you be happy with that, Kratos?
Yeah, I think that's what we are aiming. Like placing 6th is pretty much the goal. Like if we are above that, then it's fine. But sorry,
you want to throw some salt on AGP? How do you think these guys are shaping up? Can they make it to the playoffs? Are they good enough? They beat you, but did they beat you hard enough?
Like I guess we haven't played them so much. Like we played them once in the PCW before, and Flippy got like 52 headshots. Like that was so crazy. Well, I hope so. Actually, like MVC is a good team. Yeah.
Thank you, great.
Like them, like there are so many good players. Like they deserve it. Like they have a chance, of course, to like win against BK, or maybe Reason as well. I'm not sure about that. Haven't played Reason
ask you then,
so
Kratos.
often.
L'Avant-Garde, the Plouvorn versus Reason Gaming next week. Who's going to win that game?
Reason against who?
Against AGP.
Ah, I see. We'll be close. I guess 3-3. One map to each.
Wow, super diplomatic. Logjam and Snake War. What are you feeling about that game, Bulle? We've obviously got Kaidus here playing for Reason, captain. Are you going to smash him? Are you going to rub his face in the dirt?
Yeah, I'll have like the same like thing as said last season. I'm not afraid of any team. I'm pretty confident if we play together and like play how we usually do, like we can beat any team. And yeah, like I think Reason hasn't been performing as well as they did at the beginning of the season so far. Like they're shaking in PCW. I think like we can like get points from this matchup or even win 6 points.
Kaidus, what are you gonna say about that?
Don't know, man. I don't think we're
Dunno,
shaking in
man.
PCWs. I don't remember playing LGP. I think we played them once, like when I wasn't playing. So they can take their confidence from that if they want. It's up to them. We'll see.
The mind games. I've got a question here from Heis, actually, the creator of Logjam. He wants to know what the teams think about Logjam and its current form. You know, we're in beta 19 now. How are you finding it, Bull?
Well, I don't see, to be honest, any different from the previous version. Like I think the only thing that changed that like I noticed is like the small woods in the those plank in the middle.
Well, all right then. Like, let's talk. The change was from last season to this season. What do you think about like how far the map has come? Is it good? Are you enjoying
It's
playing
definitely like there's definitely an improvement from last season. Like yeah, definitely. But I won't say I'm a big fan of the map, to be honest.
What a jerk. Kratos, how do you feel right now about Logjam?
I don't like the middle, but the other stuff, like if I compare it to the old versions of Logjam, it's like much better than the old versions. Like the sniper sidelines are fixed now, so sniper isn't that overpowered anymore. That's pretty good, and like the lobby is also much better than in the very old version, like the lock room.
All right, then let me bring this to a point here.
It's better than
Is Log-
Granary.
Oh, that's what exactly I was going to ask, man. Is Logjam better than Granary? Kratos says yes. Bull, what do you say?
No.
I say no. Fuck you, Heis. Kaidus, what's your vote?
Don't think it's better than Granary. I'd rather play it than Granary this season though, because Granary is not very good, and Granary is we've experienced a not very good Granary for how many years now? Too many years. So I think it's probably about as good as Granary at the moment, with the potential to become better. But for now, I'd much rather play it than Granary.
Yeah, part of the problem is, like, I saw this in the eShot game as well, that a lot of teams, we saw it today as well, like, don't know where they should position themselves, like what sort of distance can be covered from certain Ubers and things like that. And obviously that's a lot more mapped out in people's minds for Granary, but currently on Logjam, even at the highest level, we still see some, you know, uncertainty, teams sort of letting themselves down in their decision making. So obviously over the course of the season, things are only going to get better and better. I'm going to say good job, Heis. But we did talk about the next fixture for AGP, but the next week's CPLAY are going to be playing BK. Kratos, how confident are you feeling about that game? Yeah, we're going to win.
Yeah, same as against the Frenchies, I guess. Like, we're trying to get some points, but we are not expecting to win. But we will do our best. Let's see, maybe we can like fix some stuff. I don't know. I guess we were pretty good on Snakewater when we practice it, before the season. Logjam will be hard, but yeah, we will see. Maybe I can hit some stuff again, and then we do much better than today.
How do you feel about your own personal journey into Premiership, Kratos? Obviously, you've taken some flack, but you're still here. You're competing. Are you putting in some hours on Scout? You playing DM every day? MGE? What's your strategy?
To be fair, I'm actually like just playing the PCWs, but in the PCWs I was much better than in the officials this season so far. Like, I had actually like positive stats, and like we're doing pretty good, I would say, against like proper scout, like in the PCWs today as well, against Sheepy and Squib. Like, they are pretty decent scouts as well. And
do you see yourself as a Premiership scout? You know, like there's players that have played in the Premiership, but I wouldn't call them Premiership players. I'm a medic who's played in the Premiership, but I wouldn't say I'm a Premiership medic. Do you see yourself as a Prem scout? Do you have that mindset? Do you think you're one of the best?
No, I guess like I'm kind of the worst scout in Prem, but I guess I'm better than the high level. Like, I guess I can play on the low Prem level if I'm not choking as I did today. Like, if I actually hit myself, I guess it's alright. Like, there's so much more than just DM. Like, I kind of know how the game works, I would say. So, like, yeah, that's really important as well, that you don't like rush in and die, even if I'm doing it too often still. But yeah, if you have like an overview of the game, you can play pretty much every class, I would say.
Yeah, I think we echoed those sentiments in the pre-game when we were looking at the stats and stuff, and just the fact that you know how to stay alive in a lot of situations sets you up to be able to compete. We've had a pretty good interview session here. I want to promote a few things before we run it down. If you're paying attention to scrap.tf, you can see that they are working in conjunction with a live stream charity event called From the Cart. It's going to be run by Able Gamers. It's a 24-hour charity live stream benefiting disabled gamers. It's on March the 21st, but they have opened up for donations right now, and it's all through the scrap.tf system. So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. I've pasted the link in Twitch chat there. But also later on tonight, there's going to be more ESA invite action. It's going to be the Man versus Elevate TF2. Gex, Marxist, and Dashner doing that one. So Dashner's here streaming for us. He's going to do that other game in a few hours. Maybe it's like 4 or 5 hours. If you want to stay up late, you can join in live on Twitch. But if you're feeling like you want to get some sleep tonight, check it out on youtube.com/teamfortress.tv. The VODs will be up there sometime tomorrow. There's no more ETF2L games this week. This is the last week 3 Premiership game, and most of the fixtures are undecided as of yet for week 4, but keep an eye on teamfortress.tv/schedule. Got to throw it over now to our guests. Bull, who do you want to shout out to?
Shout out to my boys as usual, and that's about it.
Kratos.
Shout out to his and Hildress and Zoop and Strife and Profix. That's it.
Kaidus, who do you want to send some love to?
Shout out to Max, our loyal server provider. Shout out to Reason and all of them. Shout out to the boys. That'll do.
I'll give a big shout out to Dashner, who managed to survive his car breaking down yesterday. He's back with us. He streamed tonight. He's going to stream again later in a few hours' time for North America. What a great servant to TF2. Ari for helping us as well. Gentleman John with the 6 stream stats. I think people are really enjoying that actually, now that we're getting into the swing of things. But the ETF2L coverage will continue next week. Teamfortress.tv. You need to have that bookmark. That's going to be just the page that opens up when you open your browser. That's where you find out all the competitive TF2 information. That's going to be it for tonight. Thanks to everyone who tuned in on Twitch chat and spam toucans all night long. This was a pretty exciting game, actually. I enjoyed it. Maybe I shouldn't have drank all that whiskey. Shout out to Flame. Peace out. Good night.
Bye bye.